think that the body preceptor was very effective because my preceptor taught me a lot, which is Allen, and he was pretty good, pretty funny, and he's pretty active. That's why it's not boring to be with him.
He's Mike Angelo La Chica, aka Boss Mike, as in the microphone. He's white and tall and also one of a kind. He is not a good speaker, but the best listener. He is also an observer. He is also fun to be with. Yeah.
My first impression about Allen was that he is a good preceptor. He was funny, good at mathematics, always active, kind, and always makes a move every time you question him. That's what makes him a good preceptor. I think what you need in having a preceptor is that he always responds to your question. Funny, active, and kind. Well, at the very first time I met him, he was already pretty active and funny too. I think that's what makes him amazing for me. That was all I think about Allen when I first met him in the class.
My first impression on him is that he is an unorganized man and kinda boastful. He is also a quiet guy, so I thought that I won't enjoy being with him. But everything really changed as time goes by, meeting him much more deeply, making our bond much more stronger and bolder. At first, as a preceptor with a given specific task, I don't really know how to begin. Because we don't have common interests, there's really nothing to start with. Not until I realized that both of us wants this second grading to be more meaningful, because we both have low grades. So I started to remind him about the upcoming quizzes, classworks, and assignments, not only in math, but in almost all subjects. Sadly, our communication is still not so good, because he have a friend that he enjoys being with than me, and I have the same scenario, but we understand each other and still makes fun of every move. Even if it's not for always, I can say we used every day at its finest.
He taught a lot of things in math, like solving the problem, the graph, linear equations, the reasoning. I think that he was good at explaining how to solve the mathematics. Every time I questioned him, he always responded to my question, that it didn't make the mathematics hard for me. I usually really hate math. When he taught about the things I didn't understand, I always understand it. Every time I question him, sometimes I say, "Can you repeat how to answer it?" He always repeat it. So it made me confident a little that I could answer the mathematics well. I learned to get some confidence out of me. That is one of the personality I learned to.
I have learned a lot of things from him. Most is about friendship and life hacks. First is that when you have them, keep them, treasure them. Even if he didn't say this directly, he is teaching me this every day, piece by piece, by showing me how we keep and treasure his friends every single day. Second is that enjoy every moment, even in the worst times. He taught me this again by showing me how it's done, rather than telling me. Because every time I am cramming or the whole class is on a panic, in games. Sometimes he only does homework at school. First, I was kinda angry about it, because it looks like he cares nothing about anything. Then I realized that in the end of the day, he still passes, he still smiles, which is more important. One thing I'm so sure about is that he will always be there to give. Even if there's nothing he can give, he will always find a way with his creative mind and open heart.
Thank you for listening.
And we rather thank you.